So today is Wednesday, November 19th. It's currently about to be around 10:30, and I'm setting up for my first class day of my first course that I'm teaching ever. I'm nervous, low key. I'm just trying to tell myself it's just like being on live, except I'm presenting a PowerPoint and I have a whiteboard. But I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. I think that, for me personally, yesterday was really tricky for me. Last night was a much needed release. Sometimes you just need to cry it out. Like, whatever you're going through, sometimes you just need to have a good cry session and just like snotty nose, hyperventilate, cry, and release. And that's what I did last night, and I feel like it's so healing to be able to acknowledge my feelings of wanting support and let myself have that and let myself feel that and be okay with feeling that, especially as the person who usually is known for having it all together, knowing everything to do, having all her ducks in a row. Like, this period in my life, this transition period, is extremely uncomfortable for me. I'm ending one business, ending one brainchild to start a whole new one. I'm embarking on a whole new journey. I'm living in a whole new city across the country, away from friends and family, like majority of my friends and family. And it just can make you feel very out of control and very uncertain and just very anxious. And I feel like that all came to a culmination point for me last night. And there was beauty in that because, even what I'm teaching today, my first course, The Pleasure and Pain, like learning how to alchemize pain into pleasure and learning how to help your nervous system feel safe when you are in an unfamiliar space in your life, when you are doing things that are unfamiliar, doing things that are new. And I'm really excited to teach it today. I pray and I ask the goddess to use my mind, use my body, use my soul, my spirit, and especially my words as a vessel today to help heal the women in this course, the women that choose to purchase this course, to give them an ample amount of value, more than I even have written down on these pages and in this PowerPoint and in this plan. Like, I just want to be a channel for the divine today and really speak in a way that heals me and heals others. So, Spirit, I pray that you do that today. Use me as that vessel today. I'm open energetically for sure. This is like the period I'm at in life right now is like very uncomfortable. That's all I could say. It's extremely uncomfortable. To feel like, I think right now my biggest fear is losing control. And I feel like I keep approaching things, my career, my creations, my day-to-day from a place of I don't want to use the control, not from a place of lack either. What's a good word for it? I have to admit, I used ChatGPT to help me last night. Let me go. So I did a little reading. Sometimes I have ChatGPT help me interpret my readings. I know people are probably going to be like, that's so anti-intuition. Girl, I use my intuition too. Okay, I use my spiritual gifts and I use the help of technology. So bite me. But anyways, when I asked why am I stuck, I pulled the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. And it was like you're trying to work your way out of a moment that's calling for trust And it's like the more work I do, and this seems crazy, the concept, but it's what it is. The more work I do, the more I force, the more I push, is the less I'm trusting my life to take care of me, the less I'm trusting God to take care of me. Because it's like I'm trying to do all this output, and like figure out all these things and find out all these solutions and figure out the how everything's gonna happen and burden myself with all of that instead of just trusting and letting it unfold naturally and trusting that everything will be taken care of and I will be taken care of. And I think that's such a scary thing for me because when I was younger, I experienced a lot of tumultuous situations in my childhood, especially when it comes to things like finances and security. So I think, my whole childhood, I look forward to the day of being able to be an adult and have my own and have control over all of that and everything be decided on my output and my sense of control in my work. But I think right now what's happening is it's like a similar feeling of how I felt as a child, in the sense that like it's up to my control, but it's not about how hard I work or the actions that I take. It's more so about how I relax and receive and create from a place of inspiration and just flow versus a place of survival. Because every time I've created from a place of survival, it doesn't even end up doing well. So it's like you did all that work and for what? Like it just reconfirmed or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like reinforced. It reinforced your sense of worry, fear, and anxiety. It reinforced your sense of powerlessness because you created it from a place of powerlessness, which is crazy. But anyways, so yeah, it said you're trying to work your way out of a moment that's calling for trust. And the Eight of Pentacles says you're stuck because you're trying to fix, perfect, or work harder when this season is actually calling for redirecting, relearning, and skill evolution. The Seven of Wands says you're fighting battles alone, defending your worth, trying to hold your image together through sheer will. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that you're using old strategies for a new chapter. Your old identity was built on effort, and your next identity is built on embodiment. And I feel like that's something I've been running into a lot this year, like of everything that I've been doing or trying to do is like I'm trying to use these old strategies for a new chapter, but it's like I don't even know. It's like the new strategies, I don't even know what they are, or they're super foreign to me, or they just feel extremely uncomfortable to me, and they feel like the thing that I should not do by any means, like at all costs. But it's like, honestly, if this other shit isn't working, my old efforts, my old strategies, then I have no choice but to try some new shit. Like, it's almost like I'm backed into a corner. But anyways, I asked how to unblock myself, and I got the Empress and the Page of Swords. And at first I was like, you want me to get pregnant? But then I was like, no, that can't be what it means. Anyways, for the Empress, it means to unblock myself by choosing softness, receiving and leaning into the truth that I am already enough without output, which is such a foreign concept to me. I think that I have always, again, since a child, wrapped my identity and my self-worth into my, like, what I could do, if that makes sense. Yes, I have sleep on my face, bitch. I just woke up. I just woke up and I started setting up for this class. I'm gonna drink some tea, brush my teeth, wash my face, and get ready. But anyways, yeah, so that's what that said. And then it said, your abundance and money will come from your magnetism, your perspective, and your lived experience, not from force. Spirit is telling you to stop trying to solve this through survival energy. Your abundance comes when you return to your femininity of power, which is your creativity, your intuition, your receptivity, and your worthiness. So the Page of Swords meant to start again with curiosity, not pressure. Observe, research, try things, speak your truth, experiment without attaching your identity to the outcome. This is literally saying take the pressure off, don't force brilliance, let yourself learn again. And I love learning, so it's like, fuck it, we ball. But I don't like learning, or I just do not like feeling not secure. I don't like feeling not secure, and I feel like when you're in a state of like learning or being a novice, I don't know. Just got to take the pressure off and don't force brilliance. And then for my underlying energy, thank God I got the Four of Wands. So everything that I want is forming beneath the surface, the home. I mean, I'm already in a beautiful relationship, but even just the strengthening and the deepening of that, a community, divine partnerships, everything that I crave is forming beneath the surface. Even though my outer world looks chaotic, the Four of Wands is basically a guarantee that I will land on my feet. And it's like, I'm going to do this exercise to like bring myself, whenever I start feeling anxious about the future, I'm just going to do this exercise where I get in my body and I like hold my heart and I hold myself. And I'm like, you're in a beautiful home. You have a beautiful home. You have food, you have shelter, all your bills are paid. Like, you live a beautiful life, you have an amazing partner, you have a family and friends who support you and who are there for you emotionally, and everything is working out better than you can imagine. Your business is steadily expanding and it's growing momentum as we speak. You're not a failure because you decided to not do your hair company anymore. Like, it's a part of life. Changes, ebbs and flows, and you're aligning with a more embodied version of yourself, one that doesn't associate output with self-worth. So, yeah. But on the bottom of the deck, I got the Ten of Wands, which means you're carrying everything alone because you think your worth is tied to your strength. You believe collapsing would make you unlovable, but true intimacy, romantic, spiritual, financial, requires letting someone carry a few sticks with you. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. This card is also saying something very simple. You're tired because you're doing too much for the version of you that no longer exists. And there's my mic drop. But yeah, I intend to get to a place where I feel like so far, my entire life, I believe that love from another person, or just love in general, can be taken away if I'm not perfect. And it's such a crazy thing to say out loud, but that's like subconsciously like what I've believed. And I feel like I'm in a season in my life where things are unraveling. I'm unraveling, and the perfect version of me that I created is no longer who I am. So I fear like, oh my God, like everything's gonna fall apart if I'm not this version of myself, or if I just don't have it all figured out. But that's a lie. And it's a stupid lie. But it's a lie that we could tell ourselves for whatever reason. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has thought this or felt like this, but nobody who truly loves you would leave you or abandon you just because you're in an in-between period, just because you're changing, just because you're in a human season. And it's stupid to think that somebody would abandon you, or like when you really think about it, it's stupid to think somebody would abandon you or lose attraction towards you or lose respect for you because you're going through life shit that happens in life. We're literally in life. Like, we're in the 3D world. Shit is gonna happen. It's so dense down here. Like, it's so damn dense. We're like kind of in the 40-ish too, but still, we're on the lower end of the totem pole. Okay? Shit is gonna happen. So it's crazy for me to think that life happening to me, circumstances happening to me, or certain seasons in my life means that I'm unlovable or undesirable or unworthy of love or respect or admiration just because I'm not perfect. It's fucking insane, isn't it? Anyways, I say all this to say you know, for me, for you, if this is something you can relate to, because I'm talking to me in the future watching this, but I also am thinking about posting this, oddly fucking enough. I really don't know if I will. Bitch, I'm in my bonnet. Like, don't get me wrong, skin is eating. I look gorgeous. But I don't know. Like, being vulnerable online is such an uncomfortable, because it doesn't align with the idea of the perfect person to me. But maybe posting this would be like shattering that and like a paradigm shift for myself, like a major timeline shift, because it means that I'm going to jump into the timeline where I'm no longer aligning with the perfect person, because like, look at what I'm doing, look at what I did. I don't know. But anyways, I want to mention the last thing that I got in my reading, which was, you think your power comes from having it together. And Spirit is showing you that your next level of power comes from letting yourself not have it together and still choosing yourself. So I'm going to let myself be a hot fucking mess. Okay? I'm going to let myself not have it all together. And I'm still going to choose me in the process, always. I'm always going to choose me, no matter what. But I'm going to choose to love me and give myself grace and not force myself to align to the standards of this perfect person who has it all together, who can output so much, or is just like doing all these things and has this going and this going and this going and this going. Like, bitch, I'm just not there right now. I'm not there right now. And I'm going to give you what I got. And I'm going to give myself what I got. And we're going to go from there. Okay? But like it says, this chapter is not the end. In a way, it's a beautiful beginning. And this is the shedding before the reward and the transformation before the upgrade. I guess this is like my tower moment before the Empress. What I fear most has come to me, because when I asked about, what was the question? What do I fear? It was the tower moment. Not afraid of change, but afraid of losing control, afraid of losing my image of being a boss bitch that has it all together, my image of being the girl that has a 6-figure business, and I did it in a year, and and I drive my Range, and I live in a so-and-so apartment, and I moved, and I'm this and I'm that. Like, I mean, yes, all of those things, but I'm just not that girl anymore. Like, I am, but I'm not. And that's okay. Losing the girl who always wins, sometimes you take fucking L's. And that's okay. Bitch, I might take a L, but it's never a loss. It's always a lesson. And that's the beauty about that. For the tower, it was like, you're not actually afraid of falling, because I mean, I'm not. I've been in much crazier, lower situations and circumstances than I am right now. Like, I mean, bottom of the barrel. You guys won't believe it. For real. You wouldn't believe it. But you're not actually afraid of falling. You're afraid of letting go of who you used to be. And that's true. I am afraid of letting go of who I used to be, because I don't know what's on the other side of not being a boss bitch. I don't know what's on the other side of not being a, that girl. Like, I understand, and I see examples, and I understand that there is something on the other side, and I'm sure it's beautiful, and I'm sure it's amazing, and I know I'm going to experience it, and it's going to be like a fully embodied version of myself, and it's going to be like Supreme Empress type energy. But girl, it is so scary to let go of control. Like, extremely scary. But I'm going to do it because there's nothing else for me to fucking do. And if I post this, that would be the craziest, bitch. I don't know. I'm actually scared. I'm actually terrified. But if I do, I hope you guys enjoyed this, or relate to this, or recognize the humanity within me. The humanity that is in the both of us. And that you give yourself grace just like I'm giving myself grace, and that you give me grace. And yeah, I gotta go get my day started. I gotta teach this class. I'm really excited. If you haven't already, then you can get the replay for the Pleasure and Pain course. I feel like because I just had like that release last night, I don't know, I just feel like this is gonna be bomb, thebomb.com. And I'm not even saying that to like market this shit. I really think it is. So if you want to learn how to alchemize your pain into pleasure, or find the pleasure in pain and learn how to expand and be able to hold a pulse throughout life, meaning you're able to stand on your square and stay centered no matter what life throws at you, no matter what is crumbling down around you, no matter what old identities you're shedding, no matter how scary it is. If that is where you are in life right now, then I invite you to definitely purchase, I don't even want to say purchase, but take the damn course. Do the 3 days with me. And help yourself like I'm helping myself. Heal yourself like I'm healing myself. And I'm just doing it on stage, and you can benefit from that. So, yeah. Bye.